What comes to your mind when you hear the word treasure? Well, boxes filled with gold, diamonds, and jewels. But these treasures have been belonging to the ancestors, and most of them have been discovered by now. But there are a few which are still hiding in some place willing to be discovered. So in this video, we will be discussing 8 of those lost treasures of the world. At number 1, we have the Lost Dutchman Mine. The Lost Dutchman's gold mine is, according to a legend, a rich gold mine hidden in southwestern United States. The location is generally believed to be in the Superstition Mountains near Apache Junction, east of Phoenix, Arizona. There have been many stories about how to find the mine, and each year people search for the mine. In more than a century of searching, none have found the fabled Lost Dutchman's gold, though many died exploring the 160,000-acre Superstition Wilderness area in hopes of making it rich. Some say as many as 600 people have died in the search of the gold, and many have gone missing. The Apache believed in these mountains lay a hole that led straight to hell. Even today, the search continues. At number 2, we have the Lost Library of the Moscow Tsars. The Lost Library of the Moscow Tsars, also known as the Lost Library of the Ivan the Terrible, or the Golden Library, is a collection of books and manuscripts speculated to have been assembled by Grand Duke Ivan III of Russia in the 16th century and later disappeared. The library is said to have disappeared during the reign of Ivan IV, also known as Ivan the Terrible. Some believe the library could be located under the Kremlin. An excavation were undertaken in the 1890s and revived in the 1930s, but yielded no results. Ignatiy Skalisky, an archaeologist, insisted on the library's existence under the Kremlin and managed to persuade the authorities to revive the excavations in 1930s. The library's fate remains a mystery and its whereabouts are unknown. Number 3, we have the Amber Room. The Amber Room is a chamber in the Catherine Palace near St. Petersburg. It was a dazzling display of amber panels, gold leaf, and mirrors, and was looted by the Nazis in 1941 during World War II, with its fate remaining a mystery. A replica was later constructed and is now a popular attraction. The Amber Room was commissioned by King Frederick I of Prussia in the early 18th centuries, designed by Anlius Kluger, constructed by Gottfried Wolfram. The room was presented to Peter the Great of Russia in 1716, installed in the Catherine Palace. The Amber Room was renowned for its unique beauty and artistry, earning the nickname Eighth Wonder of the World. During the World War II, the Nazis dismantled and looted the Amber Room in 1941, taking it to Königsberg, modern-day Kaliningrad. The Amber Room's fate after the looting remains a mystery, with various theories suggesting its destruction, or its hiding somewhere in the Baltic Sea or in Kaliningrad. In 1979, the Soviet government decided to reconstruct the Amber Room at Tsar Selo. The reconstruction took 24 years, with the new Amber Room opening in 2023 on the 300th anniversary of St. Petersburg founding. At number 4, we have the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant was a sacred chest in Jewish and Christian tradition. It was a gold-covered wooden container that housed the Ten Commandments tablets, and is considered a symbol of God's presence and covenant with Israel. In the Old Testament, which is Tanakh, the Ark of the Covenant is described as a chest made of acacia wood, overlaid with gold, and containing the two stone tablets inscribed with the Ten Commandments, which Moses received from God on Mount Sinai. The ark was a central object of worship in the ancient Israelite tabernacle, and later in the first temple, representing God's presence among his people. The ark was constructed according to divine instructions given to Moses, with specific dimensions and features, including the golden lid called the mercy seat or the atonement cover, and cherubim figures on top. The ark was kept in the most sacred part of the tabernacle and later the first temple, where priests would minister and offer sacrifices. The ark could only be carried by Levites, who constituted the ancient Jewish priestly class, and touching the ark itself was forbidden, as it was believed to be a death sentence. The ark's final fate is unclear, with Jewish tradition starting it disappeared during the Babylonian sack of Jerusalem in 1586 BCE. Different theories exist about its location, including claims that it was hidden by Jeremiah in a cave before the Babylonian invasion, or that it was swallowed up by the earth. At number 5, we have the Romanov Easter eggs. The Romanov Easter eggs were a tradition of the Romanov dynasty, with Tsar Alexander III commissioning the first one in 1885, and his son Nicholas II continuing the tradition. giving one to his wife and one to his mother every year. The Romanovs' extravagant Easter egg tradition began with the Tsar Alexander III in 1885, who commissioned the House of Fabergé to create a special jeweled egg for his wife, Maria Ferodorova. The patriarchal Fabergé, a master goldsmith, took over his father's jewelry business in 1882 and became the creator of these iconic eggs. The eggs were incredibly elaborate and creative, each with a unique surprise hidden inside. After Alexander III's death in 1894, his son Nicholas II continued the tradition, commissioning two eggs annually, one for his wife Alexandra and one for his mother, Maria Ferodonovia. The surprises inside the eggs varied, including miniature replicas of palaces, jewels, and other precious items. The Fabergé eggs are now symbols of the Romanovs' lavish lifestyle and are highly valued and sought after, with many held in museums and private collections. Around 50 imperial eggs were created for the Romanovs between 1885 and 1916. Today, 46 of the imperial eggs are accounted for, and the whereabouts of the remaining four are still a mystery. This egg, commissioned in 1913, commemorates the 300th anniversary of the Romanov dynasty and is currently held in the Kremlin Armory Museum in Moscow. Number 6, we have the jewels of King John. King John is famously known for losing his treasure, including the crown jewels, while crossing the Wash estuary in 1216, a story that continues to fascinate historians and treasure hunters. In October 1216, King John, fleeing his enemies, was crossing the Wash estuary with a baggage train carrying his treasure, including the crown jewels, silver plates, golden goblets, and golden coins. The baggage train was caught in the rising tide and lost in a wash, while the king himself managed to escape on horseback. The exact location of the lost treasure remains unknown, and despite numerous attempts, the jewels have never been found. The story of King John's lost treasure continues to captivate archaeologists and treasure hunters, who have made several attempts to locate the lost hoard. In the recent years, there have been new efforts to find the lost treasure, including a dig in Norfolk by archaeologists from the West Norfolk and Kingland's Archaeological Society. Some historians speculate that the treasure was spent by King John to finance his wars, or that it was hidden elsewhere. 7. We have the Lost Inca Gold. The legend of the Lost Inca Gold centers around the idea that a vast amount of gold, intended as a ransom for the Inca Emperor Atahualpa, was hidden by the Inca general Luminahui after Atahualpa's execution by the Spanish, and remains undiscovered to this day. In 1533, Spanish conquistador Francisco Pizarro captured Atahualpa, the Inca emperor, and demanded a room full of gold in exchange for his release. However, Pizarro later reasoned on the deal and had Atahualpa executed. Upon hearing of Atahualpa's death, Ruminahui, the Inca general in charge of the gold, allegedly ordered the treasure hidden in a remote area of the Langanites mountain range in Ecuador. For centuries, the treasure hunters and adventurers have been drawn to the Langanites, hoping to find the lost Inca gold. The estimated value of this lost treasure, if found, is thought to be in the billions of dollars. At number 8, we have the Knights Templar treasure. The Knights Templar, a medieval military order, amassed significant wealth through donations, land ownership, and a sophisticated international banking system that allowed pilgrims to safely transfer money. Much of their wealth wasn't in the form of gold or jewels, but rather in land holdings across Europe, which they used to finance their operations and support their activities in the Holy Land. The order was dissolved in the early 14th century. King Philip IV of France seized much of their property and cash in Europe, while the property of the Holy Land went to the Hospitallers. The idea of the hidden Templar treasure, often linked to the Holy Grail or other mythical artifacts, is a popular legend, but there is no historical evidence to support it. While it's possible that some valuable artifacts were hidden by the members of the order during its suppression, the notation of a vast hidden treasure is largely a myth. If you found this video interesting, subscribe to my channel for more interesting content. Comment if you have ever heard of these treasures. Like and share this video so that this will be interesting for the other people too. And hit that bell icon.